What if I told you that the single greatest skill in the modern world is not intelligence, not talent, not even creativity, but the ability to focus? What if your entire life, your income, your goals, your chances of success depends on something so simple and yet so rare? Let me start with a story. In 2012, a young researcher sat in a quiet library for 9 hours a day. No phone, no notifications, no internet, just deep, uninterrupted focus. 5 years later, he became one of the most cited computer scientists in the world. Who was he? Cal Newport, the author of Deep Work. And the book you're about to hear is not just a guide, it's a wake-up call. Because whether we admit it or not, most of us have forgotten how to truly think. Today's summary explores the core argument of Newport's influential book, Deep Work: Rules for Focused Success in a Distracted World. This is not a motivational idea, not a philosophical reflection. It is a practical, research-driven methodology for achieving high performance in the modern knowledge economy. Let's begin. Section 1. What is deep work? The core idea. Deep work is the ability to focus without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. This sounds simple, but let me ask you something. When was the last time you spent a full hour working on one thing, without touching your phone, without switching tabs, without that little twitch in your brain telling you to just check something real quick? If you can't remember, you're not alone. We live in an economy built on distraction, emails every minute, endless social media, constant dopamine hits. And while everyone else is drowning in noise, deep work is the tool that lifts you above it. It allows you to produce more in less time at a higher level for 30 seconds. Cal Newport argues that deep work is a superpower, the modern equivalent of gold, and whoever masters it wins. Section 2. Why deep work matters. The truth most people ignore. Newport presents a compelling argument. The economic world is changing rapidly, and 3 types of people will thrive. 1. The highly skilled, those who can learn complex things quickly. 2. The highly creative and productive, those who can produce valuable output at elite levels. 3. Those who can work well with intelligent machines. All 3 rely heavily on deep work. To understand its power, let's look at 2 groups of people. Group 1. They wake up, scroll for 20 minutes, check WhatsApp, open Instagram, reply to notifications, start working, and every 5 minutes, something steals their attention. By the end of the day, they feel busy, but achieve almost nothing meaningful. Group 2. They block 2 hours, turn off everything, dive deep, focus like a laser. By the end of the day, they've produced work worth a week. Now here's the uncomfortable truth. Both groups may spend the same number of hours working, but only one of them is actually creating value. This scarcity increases the value of the individuals who master deep work. They become the leaders of the future. Section 3. Story time. The Tale of the Blacksmith. Newport draws on cognitive science to explain why deep concentration is so powerful. 1. The brain builds complex neural pathways only during sustained focus. Attention reshapes the brain. The deeper the focus, the stronger the neural connections. 2. Multitasking is neurologically impossible. What we call multitasking is actually rapid task switching, a process that drains mental energy, reduces performance, and increases error rates. 3. Context switching has a cognitive penalty. Every time you shift from one task to another, even for a second, your brain requires time to regain full focus. Studies show it can take up to 20 minutes to return to full concentration after a single interruption. 4. Flow state requires deep immersion. Flow, the highest state of human performance, is only reachable when distractions are removed. The conclusion is clear. If you cannot eliminate distractions, you cannot reach your intellectual potential. Imagine a blacksmith in the 1700s. Every morning, he heats the metal, shapes it, hammers it, sharpens it. Day after day, the same movement, the same concentration, until the craft becomes art. If the old blacksmith could see us now, he'd ask one question: how do you expect to build anything valuable without giving it your full mind? This is the essence of deep work. It's craftsmanship applied to the digital age. Section 4. The science behind deep work. Neuroscientists argue that when you enter deep focus, your brain eliminates surface-level noise, neural connections strengthen, creativity increases, memory becomes sharper, and you enter flow state. Flow is that magical feeling when time disappears. You look up and 3 hours have passed, and you've done the best work of your life. You can't enter that state while checking your phone. You can't reach it with notifications popping up. You can't create excellence with a fragmented mind. Deep work is not just a strategy, it's a neurological advantage. For this reason, Newport states his central thesis: the ability to perform deep work is becoming increasingly rare. At the same time, it is becoming increasingly valuable in our economy. As a consequence, the few who cultivate this skill and make it the core of their working life will thrive. This is the backbone of the book. Deep work is not just one productivity tool among many. It is the foundation for meaningful achievement in the digital age. Section 5. The 4 Rules of Deep Work. The second half of the book explains how to turn deep work into a consistent practice. Let's break down each rule in detail. Rule number 1. Work deeply. Cal Newport says that deep work must be treated like a ritual. Here's an example. One of the world's most productive authors writes exactly 500 words every day, in a cabin in the woods, on a typewriter. Why? Because routine kills distraction. Newport suggests set a specific place, set a specific time, set a clear goal, eliminate every distraction, and protect the session like your life depends on it, because in a way, your future does. Rule number 2. Embrace boredom. This one is hard. Our brains today are addicted, literally addicted, to tiny hits of dopamine. Every notification, every message, every scroll is like a sugar cube to your mind. So when you try to focus, you feel uncomfortable, you feel restless, you feel bored. Newport says, if you don't train your brain to be bored, you'll never train it to focus. Try this. Next time you're waiting in line, don't take out your phone. Just stand, just breathe, just exist. It sounds silly, but this trains your mind to tolerate silence, the soil where deep work grows. Rule number 3. Quit social media. Let's be honest, we don't use social media. Social media uses us. Cal Newport himself doesn't have Facebook, Instagram, X platform, TikTok. He argues something powerful. If a tool doesn't dramatically improve your life or your career, you have no reason to keep it. Scrolling is easy. Creating is hard, but only one of them builds your future. Here's a question. When you look back 10 years from now, what will matter more? The hours you spent scrolling or the hours you spent building? Rule number 4. Drain the shallows. Shallow work is the tiny stuff. Checking email, replying to comments, small tasks. They're necessary, but dangerous. Because shallow work expands to fill your day, like water. It flows into every empty space. Newport says, schedule your entire day, every minute. When you assign time to everything, deep work finally gets space, shallow tasks stay in their cage, and distractions lose control. Most people don't have a productivity problem. They have a clarity problem. They don't know what to focus on. So everything steals their attention. Once you schedule your time, you take back control. Section 6. The Deep Life. The final idea Newport presents is more philosophical. He believes deep work is not just a productivity strategy, but a foundation for a meaningful life. When you focus deeply, you experience mastery. You produce excellence. You feel satisfaction from meaningful progress. You escape the emptiness of digital noise and endless scrolling. A deep life is a life filled with intention, structure, and purpose. One where attention is directed, not scattered. Where your mind works at its full potential. Where your work becomes something you are proud of. Section 7. How to apply deep work today. Action steps. 1. Set one deep work session for tomorrow, even 60 minutes. 2. Eliminate all distractions. Phone in another room. Notifications off. Only one task. 3. Use a timer. If you know Pomodoro, it doesn't work here. You need a full block of uninterrupted time. 4. End with a measurable outcome. Not, I'll work on this. Instead, I will write 400 words. I will design one concept. I will read 2 chapters. 5. Repeat daily. Deep work compounds like interest. Every focused hour makes the next easier. Conclusion. The message of deep work. Cal Newport's message is straightforward. We live in a world designed to fragment our attention, but those who reclaim their ability to focus, those who build a life around depth rather than distraction, will become the leaders, the creators, and the innovators of the future. Deep work is difficult, but that difficulty is precisely why it is so valuable. To do more, to learn faster, to create excellence, to live with purpose, you must learn to go deep. If you enjoyed this summary, don't forget to subscribe to Read in 10 for more timeless books, more deep ideas, and more powerful lessons every single week.